This screencast demonstrates the integration of the Pan-European Common Services into the Sudplan scenario management system. It is divided into 4 parts that show different aspects of the use case. First of all, we have a look at the Pan-European level results on the map using the Kismap WMS client. After that, we learn how to request time series for specific points in different resolutions. The third part addresses multiple time series display and time series comparison. Finally, we will see how to export those time series for ulterior external use. The Kismap WMS client provides us with a list of pre-configured web mapping services. 2 of them serve Pan-European Common Service result. For this screencast, we will use the Sudplan SMHI-PE WMS for climate and air quality. As the name already implies, it serves climate and air quality data on the European scale. Below these 2 nodes, we find a list of available scenarios. More information about them can be found on the official Sudplan website at sudplan.eu. We will now have a look at the CCSM3 temperature data by simply dragging and dropping the corresponding entry on the map. After the layer is fully loaded, we can select it in a layer component and the slider fades in, which allows us to slide through the different timestamps of the available temperature data. After we got a general idea of the temperature trend for future decades under the assumptions of the chosen scenario, we may be more interested in a specific area. Thus, Sudplan integrated the possibility to request time series for points using a special getFeatureInfo query. As Kismap is a fully standards-compliant WMS client, it naturally allows getFeatureInfo queries. We ticked the info checkbox of the temperature in the layer component to tell the client that we want to do feature info queries for this layer. Now we can select the attribute query mode from the toolbar and click our point of interest. Maybe the European scale is a bit too large to safely hit the desired region, and thus we navigate there first. We increase the layer transparency to see the layer below the temperature layer. And use the zoom mode to zoom to Belgium. Now we select the attribute query mode and click on Brussels to view the temperature trend. The attribute query window displays the requested time series in 10-yearly resolution. To gain a better idea of the course of the temperature for the different seasons, a monthly resolution of the time series would be more suitable. Thus, the Pan-European Common Service offers not only 10-yearly resolution, but also yearly, monthly and daily. As soon as the query is done, the new time series is displayed. Now we know the basics about the Pan-European Common Service integration. But what about advanced features such as multiple time series display, time series comparison, and even operations on time series? This is what we will dig into right away. Right next to the resolution chooser is a hold checkbox. Usually, if you click on the map, the old time series vanishes and the new one, the one valid for the new point, is shown. But if you tick the hold checkbox, subsequent clicks on the map will result in a new time series in the graph. Using this feature, we can compare trends over different regions. Note that the hold feature currently limits the time series resolution to 10 yearly. But what if we don't want to compare different regions, but the very same region using multiple scenarios? The SMS supports this as well, so we first have to add another temperature layer of the scenario of interest. For this screencast, we will use the ECAM5A21 temperature data. Like before, we now see another layer representing the chosen data, and also like before, we tick the info checkbox to enable feature info queries for this layer too. Notice the additional tab in the attribute query component. For any layer that is enabled for feature info queries, a new tab is added to this view. Now we click on our region of interest again, we see that in both tabs a time series is displayed showing the temperature trend for this region and the corresponding scenario. However, comparing is rather difficult if the time series cannot be viewed in a single chart. To overcome this requirement, we can add a time series comparison chart that displays both time series at once. We simply click the Show Climate Scenario Comparison Chart button right next to the Hold checkbox. We see the new chart and can easily compare both time series. To further enhance comparability, we can also apply operations on time series. Simply select the time series that shall be processed and click the Time Series Operations button on the far right of the Time Series toolbar. We see that currently two simple operations can be used, the difference and the normalized difference operation. We choose the normalized difference and are presented the parameter ordering user interface that provides some more information on the operation and serves as parameter chooser. This way we can determine which time series will be used in the operation at all and in what order. After we have chosen the desired order, we click OK, and after a short time of processing, the resulting time series is displayed on the comparison view too. In the final part, we will learn how to export any time series for ulterior use, such as documents or other processing tools. The SMS offers two different types of export for time series. They can be exported as a picture, so that we can use it in a document or similar. And they can be exported to a text file, to use it with other processing tools. Using this button, we can export the time series to a PNG file, which is rather easy. Additionally, it is possible to export the time series by clicking this button. This brings up a wizard guiding us through 3 steps. Firstly, we choose a converter. Then, we specify the location for the time series. And then, we let the SMS export the time series.